As we predicted earlier this past week, RFK Jr. has dropped out of the presidential race, but that does not mean he is done entertaining us with insane ramblings. The failed Democratic and then third-party candidate suspended his campaign in a press conference on Friday afternoon, and immediately turned around and endorsed Trump in the race. And this cements the idea that he has no real political ideals or loyalty. Despite never having much of a statistical impact in polling, Kennedy took time in his press conference to let everyone know just how unfair he thought the elections were. Take a look at this clip.
Labors. Now, in an honest system, I believe that I would have won the election. In a system the kind that my father and my uncles thrived in, a system with open debates, with fair primaries, with regularly scheduled debates, with fair primaries, and with a truly independent media untainted by government propaganda and censorship. In a system of nonpartisan courts and election boards, everything would be different. After all, the polls consistently showed me beating each of the other candidates, both in favorability and also in head-to-head matchups. But I'm sorry to say that while democracy may still be alive at the grassroots, it has become little more than a slogan for our political institutions, for our media, and for our government, and most sadly at all for me, for the Democratic Party.
Kennedy complained that it wasn't fair that he did not get to debate and that apparently the media was all propaganda working against him. But does anyone really believe that? It might be possible that Kennedy never got any traction because, in an election focused on preserving democracy, abortion, immigration, and more, he focused many of his talking points on censorship and the size of government. And it could also be possible that any potential positive news about RFK was overshadowed by himself, as we got to see videos online of him explaining how he was trying to tame the birds living in his yard. Or maybe we just got distracted by him giving us a story about how he dumped a dead bear carcass in Central Park after he found it and was planning on eating it, before it accidentally got left in his car for too long and spoiled. And yes, that really did happen. As Kennedy continues to find a place in government and potentially gets closer to the Trump campaign, I'm sure we will hear plenty more from him. And I'm also sure that we will hear plenty more whining and insane storytelling instead of actual policy talk.